Hi, welcome to today's Ask Jade marketing advice video. Today I wanted to talk a bit about marketing budgets, how to set them and how to check if they're set up optimally for your company. So the first thing to say here is that when setting up a marketing budget, what marketing experts, professionals will typically suggest, it can vary from different source. However, typically what you'll find is we recommend between 5 and 15% allocation of your turnover. So just to illustrate that, if you're a business with a turnover of £4 million, that could look like, for a 5% budget, that would look like £200,000 a year of marketing spend. 10% would look like £400,000 in spend, and a 15% budget would look like £600,000 spend, and that's for a £4 million turnover company. Now, we always would assess the profitability of a company, so that type of advice would be based on a healthy profit margin of around 15% or above. But there's also other factors that go into a recommendation on a size of budget as well. So the first one is looking at what is the competitiveness of the market that you're in. Are your competitors very marketing savvy? Are they very aggressive? Who are we facing in our marketing? Who are we coming up against, and what techniques and tactics are they using to get in front of your potential customers? The other thing that we look at is how aggressive is your growth ambition. So if you need to grow exponentially over the next 3 years, then what marketing budget is going to be needed to inject in order to get that growth that you require. However, if you're looking to keep things as they are, maybe take on a couple of people, steady growth, then maybe your allocation doesn't need to be quite as high. So with setting a marketing budget, it's always about, let's not go too high or too low. It's got to be optimal. So that's the key message there. The other issue that we see when it comes to assessing the effectiveness of marketing spend is sometimes the marketing budget can be absolutely spot on, but it's allocated incorrectly. So it could be too much spent in one area, such as PR or events, when actually that company needs to spend a lot more in online advertising, or vice versa. So it's really about what is the challenge in hand, what is the business strategy and what needs to be achieved, and in turn, where should the marketing spend be allocated. I always find it easiest to illustrate examples using sales as the goals. Obviously, marketing can cover many different areas of business strategy and how we achieve those, but I always find that sales is much better as an example. So if a company needed to achieve a particular amount of growth within a 12-month period, the marketing department should be looking at, okay, well, how many sales need to be achieved in order to get that growth? And then how many opportunities or leads would we need to get in order to convert that number of sales? So it could be that a company needs to achieve 400 new inquiries within a 6-month window. And then the marketing spend would look at, okay, what spend needs to be allocated where to give us the best chance of achieving those 400 sales leads coming into the business. And that's really where you start to see marketing move away from being a cost to being an investment. So actually you could argue that, and I'm hearing a lot at the moment about companies cutting their marketing budget. If your marketing spend is set up correctly, cutting marketing budget will impact sales and it will impact the growth of the company. If it's not, then there's a bit of a problem that needs addressing. So that's really my message, is we shouldn't be slashing our marketing budgets. We should be looking at how do we better set them up. So it might be that with the pandemic going on, with the challenges business are facing, we absolutely need to take a careful approach to what we're spending. I've always said that, that's always been my mantra, which is we shouldn't be spending on marketing unless we know exactly what the purpose of that spend is. So getting that budget set up optimally so that we know what we're getting back as return is absolutely imperative. That's not to say that there aren't some very, very important aspects of marketing that don't always have a direct spend to sale achieved analysis that we can use. Some of them are about brand building, nurturing, but we should always be able to link them directly back to a marketing objective and to how they impact the overall strategy and growth of the company. So yeah, I think my main message at the moment, I wanted to put this video out because I have heard through my network of a lot of marketing teams being let go of, a lot of budgets being cut. It's totally understandable that people are having knee-jerk reactions during a pandemic. It's very challenging conditions for businesses. My biggest piece of advice is to be really cautious about making decisions such as letting go of an entire marketing department or cutting the budget altogether. What we really need to do is look at what direction the business is taking, realign the marketing with that. What is it that we need to grow by? What is it that we need to achieve? What budget can we allocate to marketing? And then making sure that that is best allocated in order to inject growth. The best analogy of this I can give is with the last recession that we had. So back in 2009, one of the Harvard Business Reviews, I've talked about this a lot recently. One of the Harvard Business Reviews said the businesses that take a scalpel to their marketing instead of a cleaver are the ones that will prosper on the other side. And I think that's the best analogy that we can give. Is it's not about going crazy and just carrying on and not really thinking about it. Obviously we've got to be practical and we've got to be realistic and we've got to be careful, but we also need to make sure that we are just assessing what needs to be done, what needs to be achieved, spending no more than needs to be spent, but also making sure we're not spending less than what needs to be spent to achieve what needs to be achieved. So I hope that was useful. Please do put any comments in the comments box if there's any questions, or if you have topics you'd like me to cover for my next video, please let me know. Thank you.